Hello, ladies. This is one of my favourite times of year where we don't know what day, we don't know what time it is, but we are heading into 2026. And this is a little webinar that I've put together. It's all about planning your 2026. And this is basically just a webinar of a complete guide to then actual intentional goal setting. So I've literally put step by step everything that you need to go through for this webinar just to set you up for a really good year ahead. So I'm not going to give you like a 15-minute webinar of me just talking through everything, because all of the steps are actually in here, literally word for word. So I'll just give you an overview of the steps that I've already done and gone through, and then go back over it, and then you do the steps as well, ready for our reset calls for 2026 for next year, which is very, very exciting. But I thought I would just throw this out here now because it's the weird time where no one really knows what's going on in the year. We're just waiting for January the 1st to come around. So I thought the rest of this week we can then just really think and just reflect and just set some goals for 2026. Now, if you're sat here thinking, I actually don't really want to set any goals, that is absolutely fine, just to make that really clear. But personally, for me, I absolutely love just a bit of a plan and just some drive and motivation for going into the new year, and just blocking out certain things that are coming up in the new year and goals that I do want to set. But yeah, and I think as well, there's always room for improvement. But if you're pretty happy and content with where you're at the moment, again, that is absolutely fine. There's no pressure whatsoever to change your whole personality when you're going into the new year. So I've literally put step by step, like I've said. So we're just going to basically explore reflection, vision boarding, smart setting goals, and habit tracking and maintaining consistently throughout the year ahead. Now, planning isn't about facing 365 days at once. It's about breaking down your ambitions into actual achievable milestones. So by the end of this webinar and by the end of this whole process that you've gone through, you'll then have a clear roadmap for what you're wanting to achieve by 2026, but also going into 2027, complete with just actionable steps and then actual accountability measures as well. So moving on then, ladies, we're going to reflect first of all on 2025. So review what worked, what didn't, acknowledge all the achievements, even those that weren't originally planned. We're then going to create your vision. We're then going to start setting some smart goals, track your habits, and then staying consistent. So step one of this webinar, girls, you're going to reflect on the past year. So before setting new goals, take time to look back. Reflection is about then like shaming yourself for what didn't happen. It's then about learning from the year, acknowledging everything that you have achieved, even if it wasn't originally planned as well. So key reflection questions, and I want you to answer all of these really honestly, really open with yourself. What have I achieved this year? What ways of working have I enjoyed? So if that's like, if you know that you've had a Friday afternoon where you've had a free period or something like that, have you listened to a really nice playlist? I don't know, have you time blocked and put a timer on just to make sure that you've gone through your marking pile? Those kind of little habits that you've enjoyed, your environment where you've been working. Which habits have helped me the most? What do I wish I had more time for? What's stopping those things and what didn't work and why? And then you're going to categorise your challenges. So then after you've answered these key questions, categorise your challenges. So split things that didn't work into two categories. So things that I could control, and then this is where you need extra accountability, and then things that I couldn't control, which is where you just need to give yourself a little bit more of tenderness and kindness in terms of why you didn't achieve those goals. So this then just helps you understand where to focus your energy and where to then just give yourself a little bit of grace. So step two, we are creating your vision board. This is very exciting. I love this part. So before diving into specific goals, you want to get clear on the bigger picture. So a vision board can then help you visualize the life that you want, making it more exciting and tangible than simply just writing your goals down. So again, thinking about who I want to be, how I want to live, and what I want to do. And again, underneath I've put prompts in terms of what you can do to help that. So this is an effective tool for goal setting, a vision board is. Now, the three areas of who you want to be, how you want to live, and what you want to do, they cover everything you need in terms of a comprehensive vision for your future ahead. So ways to build your board. First of all, just start with a brain dump for each area. So think about who I want to be, how I want to live, what I want to do, brain dump, write everything down in those areas. Also, another thing that I've done recently is I've used saved folders on Instagram throughout the year. So I've made folders, for example, like recipe inspirations or like nice jewelry that I've come across or like hair inspiration ideas. I've categorized those into different folders. It's just really helped in terms of streamlining where I need to go for that. Gather inspiration from Pinterest as well. And then I want you to then get those images down that genuinely then touch your heart, make you feel good in terms of when you're looking at your vision board. Okay, so that's those steps there. Step 3, this is all about setting SMART goals. Okay, so now this is the exciting part. This is actually setting your actual goals. I want you to organise them into 6 categories just to ensure that you've then got that nice balance across all of your different areas of your life. It's not just the boring stuff like work and finances. So we've got health, we've got relationships, we've got finances, we've got career and business, and we've got personal development and attitude and mindset. So put all of your goals into all of those different areas, bearing in mind that it needs to be a SMART framework. So we've got specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time bound. And again, I'm kind of whizzing through this because you can read through, you know, the examples that I've put here. So you don't want vague goals. You don't just want to be eat healthier or get back into running or anything like that, or exercise more. A SMART goal could be then cook a home cooked dinner 3 times per week. Yes, then you can actually tick it off. Or complete 30-minute workouts 4 times per week. So then it's just giving that structure in terms of them being specific and being measurable and then actually achievable as well. Then we're going to add milestones to your goals. So goals without a plan, they're just wishes that are hoping to happen. Okay, we need to break them down into tangible milestones that you can then tick off throughout the year. So this makes your goals more achievable and then provides regular motivation. So setting your goals, I'll help you in terms of creating milestones on the call next week, tracking your progress and then reviewing and adjusting. And we're going to do that every single month. And again, I'll go onto that at the end of this webinar. So step 4, we're then moving on to tracking your habits. So goals without accountability, they don't get you anywhere. Your year is a collection of an overall 365 days, and the little habits that you practice daily are what will create actual change and then actually keeping you consistent. So goals will give you a big dopamine hit when you set them. So you're going to be feeling really good right now. You're going to be absolutely thriving, but habits are what actually get you there. And this is the bit where you're like, oh, well, that doesn't sound as fun and as exciting. So the large majority of your big life changes don't just come from one action, as we know. They come from a cumulative actions that you do every day, every other day, or every week as well, or even every month. So identify your goals, break into habits, track consistently, and then get daily wins, which is why I always push for your daily habit tracker as well, ladies, because then you're getting that dopamine hit, you're getting that kind of streak every single week with your daily habit tracker. Again, I've just put some examples here, so go through that when you go through this webinar again. So yeah, the power of streaks, this is all about just making sure that you're hitting your streaks, which is why, again, I'm so big on like the daily habit tracker for you. Step 5, staying consistent throughout the year. Okay, so once your plan is set, this isn't a see you next year situation. You need to then check in on your goals every single month to see how you're doing and then adjust them as your life changes. Now, this is where I'm going to be coming in a little bit more. And I've been sat and I've been reflecting about how I can help you more as a coach and how I can be there in terms of accountability and more of a structured plan for you girls. So this is where I come in. At the beginning of every single month, we're going to have one-to-one calls, and it's called a tea and talk, because it's very casual, but we're going to reflect. So for example, if it's the first week of February, we'll jump on a call and we'll reflect the month of January. We'll celebrate wins together as well, share it in the group chat. Honestly, I just really want to build this community this year as well, and just it's really important to share your wins so that we can all celebrate as well. Yeah, small wins, big milestones, we are here for each other. Okay, we're on this journey together, girls. But at the beginning of every single month, we'll hop on a call and we'll review the previous month, and then we'll also just make sure that we're on track in terms of all of these goals that we have set at the beginning of the year. Okay, and again, it's just that extra layer of accountability, and I say this to every single one of you: your goals are my goals. Okay, and I'm so you know, I'm here for it. I'm with you every step of the way. So monthly check-ins, we'll then have the calls, break down goals, and then we'll just keep goals visible as well. So we'll basically plug everything into the joint calendar that we have for next week, just so then I know exactly what goals we're working towards and the dates and the milestones of those goals as well. So this is hardcore planning, okay? This is very, very hardcore planning. So the reality check is it's consistency over perfection, and I scream about this all the time. So this is broken down into 10% planning and then 90% of execution. So most goals fail. When you set a goal, you fall in love with the version of yourself that you imagine becoming. You then get excited about your future self, but doing the actual work every day, that is not exciting at all, just to put it bluntly to you. It's easy to then fall off when you haven't effectively planned and then put systems in place to keep coming back to your goals time and time again. Now, how to actually succeed in 2026 using the science behind the habit theories, so making goals measurable, make them obvious, track them consistently, and then celebrate small wins. So consistently, consistency doesn't mean then doing everything perfectly. It means just showing up for yourself over and over again, even when you don't feel like it. And that's where the real progress happens. And I strive for this time and time again, because I've been there and I've done that in terms of getting myself ready for my wedding day. And you know, these are just facts. Yeah. So this is now your action plan for 2026. So for the rest of this week, ladies, I want you to complete your reflection on 2025, answer all of the key questions that's above in the webinar, categorize what worked and what didn't. And then also this week, I've put next week, but make sure it's ready for next week for our calls. Going to create your vision board, gather inspiration, do your brain dump, and compile all of your images that genuinely really excite you for the new year. And then, again, I've put before January, but just before January the 5th, so before Monday next week, set your SMART goals across all of the 6 categories, add milestones, and then transform your goals into daily habits. And then throughout 2026, we're going to track your habits daily. So in terms of the daily habit tracker, we're going to check in monthly, which will always be the first week of every single month with me, and having a goal kind of check-in call with me every single month. We're going to adjust as needed, because obviously life happens, things get in the way, so we might need to adjust some plans accordingly. And then we're going to celebrate every small win along the way. Okay, this is very, very important. So final thoughts from me, just planning your 2026 should feel exciting and doable. So don't set yourself like really unrealistic goals for next year. It has to be exciting and doable. So follow these 5 steps. So we've got reflecting, we've got visioning, we've got goal setting, habit tracking, and then staying consistent. You're then setting yourself up for genuine success. This is the year when things are actually getting done, and we have fully got this, okay? So remember, it's not about perfection, it's about creating an actual framework that is going to help you show up for yourself throughout the year. Some goals, they will evolve, some habits will stick better than others, that's completely normal. And the key is having a system that actually keeps you accountable and motivated. So this is more of where I come in as well for the new year. So start planning now. Get excited for it, but remember that the real work really does begin from January. So make your goals visible, get yourself excited for this year, track your habits consistently, check in monthly, and be flexible when life throws curveballs. Very, very important. So by this time next year, you'll look back and you'll just see how much you've achieved, not through one big action, but through 365 days of small, consistent steps forward. And make it happen. Okay, so this is it, 2026, it's starting now. So take action on these steps above and create the year that you genuinely want to live. Okay, you've got some huge, like some of you I know as well, you've got some big plans, you've got some big years ahead of you. So just really thinking about being specific with this for next year. And I am with you. I just really want to highlight this. So book in your 2026 kickstart calls with me for the week beginning of next week. I'll be messaging you all today as well, and just getting times and days and things like that set with you in terms of your calls. Okay, so get stuck in with this, ladies. I'm very, very excited for you. I've done mine. I felt amazing afterwards in terms of just getting everything clear and everything set for the new year. So do this from now all the way through to Sunday, so then we're ready for your kickstart call from next week. Right, go and plan, and I'm excited to chat to you all next week.